it's a huge adrenaline rush because you get to see like 14 teams around the world coming to play together. So it's gonna be awesome.
I'm here to see Vulcan and Zuna dance.
So I'm here for Gambit, and I want to see Mineski. Like, just there.
I'm here to support the EU guys. Fnatic OP.
I'm here to see the Queen, especially Ozone.
We're close to the front of the queue, so 6 hours seems worth it. Came from England, just by London, 10-hour flight, and I'm exhausted.
I really want to see Vulcan. Man Cloud. I love you, Man Cloud. And Spring Split. Like, I just believed in them.
The first game of the Season 3 World Championship featured the international wildcard winners Gaming Gear EU taking on North American fan favorites Team Solo Mid. Speaking of favorites, Wild Turtle was back on Corki. Wild Turtle dealt tons of damage to help TSM pick up the first win of Worlds.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Go, 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 go. Ezzo,
Brother gets taken down. Alinea all on his own on the tower. He's going to get dropped, and it's going to be another double kill for Wild Turtle. It's Team Solo Mid that are going to take the first game of the Season 3 World Championship.
Going for the group skill too. They got him.
They got him, ladies and gentlemen. They got him.
It's a great start for TSM, but this by no means is a sign of relief.
Up next, the Lemon Dogs from the European LCS took on SK Telecom T1, who were playing their first game away from Korea. And for many fans outside Korea, this was their first look at SKT's phenom, Faker. Showing why he is considered one of the best players in the world, Faker led SKT to their first win of the day.
The charm comes in there, and now Bengi gets on towards him. He can kick him towards the tower. Faker picks up the kill. Baiting in there. Pigner's going to be the focus, and he is going to get melted. It's down to 2,000 hit points, but look at Dexter just getting melted. There's no damage coming out from Lemon Dogs, and I can see SKT1 just turn it around. Faker picks up one, picks up two, comes on through, and SK Telecom T1 will be taking their first game against the Lemon Dogs. Job done for the man in the middle.
After winning their first game of the day, TSM struggled mightily against China's OMG, but the General never gave up.
When he wants to get in, get the smite down, he gets it! He gets the smite down for TSM.
The Baron steal was not enough for a TSM comeback, and OMG charges to a 1-0 record in the group stage.
The Wild Turtle is still alive in the pack. Now he's taken down. Dyrus is going to be the last man standing. And OMG with a triple kill for Sand. Take them down. That's going to take TSM to 1-1. A great, great start for OMG.
After playing SKT T1 tough in their first match, the Lemon Dogs methodically took down Gaming Gear to improve to 1-1.
It's going to be Lemon Dogs with a very definitive victory here over Gaming Gear EU in our fourth game of the day. 29:01 on the clock.
They had every building destroyed and every champion dead at the end of that game.
OMG versus SKT T1. Faker versus Cool. This game lived up to all of the hype.
And it looks like they may be able to continue. Bengi trying to help. This would be a double buff transfer. He hits the Q! He follows the Sonic Wave, and he gets the safeguard out as well.
Faker continued to dazzle.
Oh, he grained all the way back to the turret. Cool's gonna be going down, and Faker with a beautiful play by himself.
But OMG capitalized on their early advantage to pull out an impressive victory for their second win of the day.
San with a double kill coming in. The Nexus is open. It's over an 11,000 gold lead of OMG to take out SKT T1.
In the first game of Group B, Vulcan came out of the gates on fire, taking down two Fnatic members for an early lead.
That's a flash forward from Zuna, 100 HP, 50, first blood secured. That's in Zuna's back pocket. He now has a red buff to back it up. Peke rooted in place, down to 110 HP. Zuna's trying to chase, manages to pick up the kill. 2 early kills for Vulcan.
Vulcan's teamwork was OP, allowing them to pick up the first win of Group B.
Smithy's going down right above Baron.
And it's all Zuna! Zuna saves Smithy! What a flash! Ace in the hole, not gonna do it. Vulcan are going to pick up game 1 here in Group A. North America has drawn first blood against Europe at the World Championships.
Longtime European powerhouse Gambit secured their first group stage win when they took down Mineski, the Southeast Regional Champions from the Philippines.
They've shut down Ezreal in the background and now turned their attention over to Yume. Diana is now out as we see Snoy gets charmed up. That was a great charm by Alex Edge. 4-0, they get Dragon. This is complete control.
Game had a little bit of a slow start in the game, but they turned it on in the mid game. Only 24.5 minutes in, they're going to take down Mineski's.
Vulcan continued to press in the early game.
Dandy as he flag and drags out to safety. Luke to the top line, the two-shot barrage!
But Ozone ran Vulcan in circles to pick up their first win at Worlds.
He gets flung backwards. Third proc is going to be needed to get over the wall. Now Lupa turns his attention over to his Smithy, has now decided to teleport. He's teleporting up the lane. Zuna wants to be his target. He's turned backwards. A play onto Mancloud is going to get Room Prison in place. Now Zuna is doing the best he can to get away. Another knockup. Ozone are going to be picking up their first win here in Group B.
After starting the day 0-1, Fnatic took out their frustrations on Mineski, winning their first game in dominating fashion.
Poor Mineski, actually. Oh, no. As we said, they had a decent start. So that's on Fnatic actually not leaving. They're going to come around the corner from this one. Good Stranglethorns coming down. Yellow Star falling low, but Fnatic dive right back in there, picking themselves up a couple more kills. Exo's not going to be able to escape. I'd be surprised if Yume makes it. Ace in the hole will finish off. And that will be an ace coming down from Fnatic.
Fnatic was not happy about that loss to Vulcan. We can say that.
In the last game of the day, Gambit showed all their practice paid off.
Look at Ozone. They're one by one being taken down. Imp got into the middle of them. They need to lock him out of this one. He will be finished off. It's Genja that picks that one up.
Gambit, that boot camp is paying off for them right now. They are in control of this game.
Gambit defeated Samsung Galaxy Ozone in a landslide, and they joined OMG as the two teams to end day 1 undefeated.
And there is the surrender.
Surrender, brilliant victory here from Gambit. Thoroughly deserved victory, I'm going to say there.
Absolutely. This is a message to the rest of their group right now.
To the League of Legends Season 3 World Championship. I'm Ify Shokzaportra coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. And as you saw in that video, the first day of the Season 3 World Championship was incredible. And now it's day 2 of the tournament and we have 5 teams ready to take to the Rift in their bid for the title and the Summoners Cup. But before we get to today's games, let's say hi to Jat and Riv in the broadcast booth.
Thank you very much, Shocks. I'm Rivington Bisson III alongside Joshua Jat Leesman, and this is the spot where our team of broadcasters will bring you every Invade, Baron Steel, and Next Level play from today's group stage matches.
And we're just getting started here at the World Championships, but before we get to today's action, let's send it over to Joe, who's getting comfy in the interview lounge.
Thanks a lot, Jat, and welcome to my perch here high above the studio floor. All day long, I'll be joined by players from the World Championship teams to talk about their games and their experiences of playing here on the big stage. But for now, let's send it over to Kobe and Quickshot at the analyst desk and kick off day 2.
Thank you very much, Joe. I am Trevor Quickshot Henry, and beside me at the analyst desk is Sam Kobe Hartman-Kensler.
And this is the spot where we'll be breaking down the biggest plays, setting up the games, and making our predictions for the Season 3 World Championship.
Plus, we've got a few friends who are going to be hanging out with us all day long at the analyst desk to help make sense of it all. Welcome to, of course, OG Caster Monte Cristo, the Evil Genius to support Crepo, and the North American All-Star CLG's Double Lift.
Good to be here, Trevor.
Thanks for that, Crepo. Glad to have you guys back. Even you, Double Lift.
I hate you.
Especially you. Today we've got 5 awesome games from Group B heading your way. But before we get to what's coming up, we do have to talk about what went down yesterday.
So on Sunday, we kicked off the Season 3 World Championship with 10 huge games, as every team in the group stage took to the Rift twice.
Yeah, and after that incredible day of action, let's see where the teams stand, starting with the 5 teams in Group A. China's OMG is the only undefeated team in the group, thanks to their unexpected win over SK TT1.
Tied for second with identical 1-1 records are the Lemon Dogs, SKT1, and Team Solo Mid, while the international wildcard Lithuania's Gaming Gear is still searching for their first win.
Yeah, now that each team in Group A has played a couple of games, let's kick this off to the analysts. Monty, do you still think that SKT is the favorite, even after dropping a game to OMG?
I do, and for me, I've obviously cast SKT quite a lot, and in Korea, they almost always drop the first 1 or 2 games in a best-of series, and then they always adapt very well and come back to complete a reverse sweep. So I think they're still very strong. That said, OMG played exceptionally well in that match. They are still dangerous, but SKT, they adapt so quickly that I don't think they're going to take the next game, and they may cause some problems.
Well, we will see, we will see. Crepo, let's throw this one over to you. You've gone head-to-head against the Lemon Dogs during the course of the summer split. How do you think they looked yesterday?
I think they looked pretty well, actually. They showed some of their strengths, which was their early strategy. Definitely seeing like Enrated's analysis going on there, because they basically copied the level 1 that Enrated taught us as well, and it almost worked out for them. They still showed some weakness in closing out the mid to late game, as well as the draw phase. They weren't really exactly ready for what their opponent was throwing at them. But then again, the other game that they played, they was really solid, like really convincing victory, like textbook. That was really nice.
It sounds like you got some faith in them.
I think, yeah, even similar to SKT1, Lemon Dog's strength is in adaptation as well. So I think they have a good chance coming back.
So let's throw one over to Double Lift. Just like Crepo, you do have a team from your home region in Group A. That is, of course, Team Solo Mid. And yesterday, they faced off against OMG, who I know you're very excited about watching. So how do you think about both of these teams after day one?
Yeah, well, I was definitely interested in seeing the Chinese meta because it's so different from all the other regions. They're very isolated. And Cool, who is the Chinese MVP, I was curious as to see how he would do against Reginald. He did really, really, really well. And if you win lane against Reginald and you put him on tilt, you will, well, TSM will lose.
Well, we'll have to see how well they can do, how they can bounce back. Today, though, we're going to be looking at Group B. So let's take a look at those standings for Group B and the 5 teams that are going to be heading into the Rift to play their matches. In first place, it is Europe's Gambit Gaming at 2-0, thanks to their upset win over Korea's Samsung Galaxy Ozone.
And in second place, it's a 3-way tie between the European champs Fnatic, Korea's Ozone, and North America's Vulcan, while Southeast Asia's Mineski is sitting at the bottom with an 0-2 mark.
Yeah, yesterday there were a couple of really big games in Group B, but the headline definitely for me was that Gambit were able to take down Ozone in what actually was a very one-sided match. So, Crepo, talk to me about that game. What did you think of it?
I mean, coming into the game, I expected a lot from the Korean mid laners, because like a certain analyst person on this desk, I'm not naming any names, Monte Cristo, hyped them up really hard. And Dade actually kind of underperformed. We'll have to see if that was just where he dropped the ball for one day, because generally they adapt really well, so I'm hoping they play better today. But I was also really impressed by the way Gambit played. Like, the synergy between Alexis and Diamond Prox was on point again, and it just shows that you can never, ever count them out, because if you do, you're wrong.
Yeah, and as I said yesterday when I kind of talked a little trash about Dade, I'm not saying he's bad. I was just mostly poking fun at his really, really limited champion pool, which you saw yesterday. He played 2 games of Rise because he got kind of banned out, and I'm curious to see what adaptation he's going to make in the future to fix that.
Well, I mean, Dade was the MVP of the entire season of Champion Spring, and Crepo's putting words in my mouth. I never was hyping up Dade. I'm on the faker hype train, but Dade has slipped quite a bit, and we didn't see him perform as poorly in Champion Summer as we saw him perform yesterday, but his champion pool has been limited by the fact that his major picks, TF, Jace, Rise, they've all been nerfed, so he's kind of got Zed left, and I hope he has something else because he's going to need it to compete at this level, and Gambit was just extremely impressive. So
let's be fair, though. It wasn't all, Dade's fault there for throwing that game. I remember yesterday you especially talked up the warding here from the Korean teams called Mada the god of pink wards. Where were the pink wards to be found? They were going up against Evelyn. Where is your god now, Monty? Where is your god
I know, right? And that's the surprising thing, too, because if we look at how Ozone typically takes Barons and Dragons, I've seen up to 9 pink wards from Ozone before on these objectives, and there was not a single one to be seen against Eve. It was, frankly, quite baffling. I don't know. They played a very bad game.
Pressure could have gotten to them. That may have been the case. We'll have to see how they bounce back. And, the fans were able to predict that Gambit would come up with a win against Ozone. There were some mixed opinions on the second game that I want to talk about, Fnatic and Vulcan. Now, how did yesterday's win by ManCloud and crew affect your take on both of these teams at Worlds? Let's kick this off with Kobe.
Well, I said Vulcan was going to win, and they won. Great job, guys. I'm not changing my vote.
Exactly, dude. I think Vulcan's godlike. Cloud and Xmithie really know how to carry a game and just like control the pace of the early game, which Vulcan does consistently. I've been saying this forever. Vulcan always gets ahead early game.
Well, for me, like, I look at that game, and Fnatic has a history of either being at the very top of a tournament or just in the gutter, effectively. They're not like Gambit, who always takes that top 4 finish at a LAN event. And I think we kind of saw the bad version of Fnatic yesterday, where they picked this Yorick that was entirely baffling. I talked to Fnatic this morning, and they came up to me and said, yeah, that Yorick pick, I don't know what we were thinking. But I mean, I wanted to change my prediction to Vulcan as soon as I saw the end of that pick and ban phase. You guys know I was kind of flipping out.
You're locked in. You're committed. This picks and ban. You can't just jump ship and change. Crepo, what was your take?
I was really surprised by the Yorick pick as well. It's something I didn't really see Fnatic going for, especially Soaz. He's such a wide variety of champions he can play in the top lane. I think a lot of them that he plays would have fit, like a Kennen, for example. I actually met Vulcan earlier and not Fnatic, and I talked to them, and they were equally surprised by the Yorick pick. As well as the level 1. Fnatic they basically mirrored each other, but Fnatic did not interrupt the enemy red buff, and at the same time lost their own red buff. And if you lose 2 red buffs level 1, you can be one of the better teams in the world. That's going to be really hard to bounce back from.
Yeah, it's too difficult to play from behind. So we'll have to see if Fnatic can make those changes. And of course, the Fnatic versus Vulcan match was the only game where you 4 disagreed on all day in all of your predictions. And it made all of the difference in the standings. Let's actually take a look at how it turned out.
Let's not.
Yes, let's.
The Caster, Triple Threat, and Double Lift are sitting at 8-2 with the only blemishes on their record being OMG and the Gambit upsets, while Monte Cristo, Crepo, and the viewers are 1 game behind at a 7-3. But guys, don't worry, Monte and Crepo, you will have a chance to catch back up today, as we do have 5 more Group B matches coming your way.
I disagree that Crepo's only beating me because he's alphabetically higher than me.
You guys are mad, dude. That's all I'm saying. You guys are mad.
Well, guys, up first, Mineski looks to shock the world when they take on Ozone, followed by a battle between the LCS regions as North America's Vulcan squares off against Europe's Gambit.
After that, Ozone heads back into the Rift to take on the European champions Fnatic. Then Mineski and Vulcan throw down in their second match of the day. And in our finale, the 2 European teams face off as Xpeke and Fnatic battles Alex and Gambit.
All right, guys, it is time to pick your winner in the first game of the day. The Philippines Mineski versus Korea's Ozone. Crepo, give me a prediction on this game.
If Yumi plays Ahri, they actually might stand a chance, but I doubt Dada will go for the third Rise into Ahri pick, and collectively, they're just way better. They're going to win this, Ozone.
Yeah, Double Lift? There's only one answer to this, and it is Ozone.
I mean, I'm saying Ozone as well. I'm more interested to see how well they play this game, because they just were so fundamentally awful yesterday that they've got a lot to work on.
Kobe?
I do feel bad for Mineski. I mean, the game yesterday just looked painful.
All right, well, viewers, you've heard their picks. Now it's time for you guys to make yours. Head over to lolesports.com, go to the schedule in the top right, click on day 2, and make your predictions.
And let's be honest, this is probably the only time that you guys are going to have a chance against like a Crepo double lift bottom lane when it comes to League of Legends. So go vote.
Then, after you've made your picks, head over to Twitter and let us know. Which pro do you think is making the biggest impact on Group B and why?
We're at LOL Esports, and be sure to use the hashtag Worlds. We'll be reading the best responses live on air later today. And if one of them is yours, you're going to get one of these Logitech G602S gaming mice.
All right, we do have to take a very quick break, but when we return, Southeast Asia's Mineski tries to pull off the miracle and take away a win from Korea's Ozone. The Season 3 World Championships live from Los Angeles. We'll be right back. Stick around, guys.